When John Deere challenged the 20-year domination of the Steiger by releasing its own Quadtrac, Case IH came up with the iconic marketing slogan, "Beware of imitations." But the Deere marketing team was quick to come up with a retort: innovation, not imitation. Years after the slogan show-off, it has become increasingly clear why John Deere was just too confident that they can compete with Case IH on this front. Here are some of the best reasons why John Deere Quadtracs are better than Case IH Quadtracs. Before we begin, don't forget to comment, subscribe, and switch on notifications. Number 1. Deere 9RX's have superior undercarriage. Every farmer knows that the potential of any tracked tractor lies within the undercarriage system. Using the same sealed cartridge mid-roller design that has already stood the test of time on John Deere 2-track tractors, the 9RX undercarriage features a lot of advantages over the competition's. For one, the John Deere 9RX Quadtrac offers the largest undercarriage in the industry with wide stance options to space the tracks out further. Has anybody here with a Quadtrac ever dug mud and chaff out of the tracks in freezing conditions? Yeah, worst job ever. Camso, one of the best manufacturers in the track industry, built the undercarriage while using John Deere design and components. Large tractor marketing manager Jerry Griffith says they made the undercarriage trailer so it can handle the model's peak horsepower, which stands at 670 horsepower. And because it's taller, the belt is longer and thus helps dissipate heat better. Larger diameter means it requires less turns. The belt is maximized to ground contact with nicely placed idlers and mid-rollers. Additionally, the 9RX has 60% higher belt tension than that of Case IH, paving the way for improved traction, power, and flotation. It even has in-cab tension sensors to easily maintain belt tension. In an interview with Successful Farming, Griffith explained that when they designed the undercarriage, they wanted both excellent reliability and ease of maintenance. He said, "Around reliability, one of the first things you notice is the tall undercarriage and larger components used compared with competitors. One of the main benefits of a larger undercarriage is that the belt is 20% longer, which should provide 20% longer life. On the other hand, the Case IH Quadtrac has a shorter belt, which means the idler, mid-roller, and the belt itself spin faster, leading to reduced component and belt life. The 40mm rise on front and rear idlers also put the entire weight on Case's 3 mid-rollers, shortening their lives. Worse, unlike with Deere, you have to fully disassemble the Case IH's mid-rollers in case of leaks on the front or rear seal. In terms of maintenance, John Deere's perpetually lubed mid-roller design allows you to go up to 1,500 hours before checking the oil level. And hurrah, it barely even requires an oil change. Curiously, the Case IH Quadtrac requires daily oil level checks, something that many of us just don't have the time or, frankly, the patience for. Back to the frozen mud again. There is also a stark difference in terms of pricing. One of the most common criticisms of John Deere is that their parts are much more expensive than the competition, but this time it's different. Replacement of one axle for the Case IH Quadtrac is over $3,000 compared to the 9RX cost of about $2,300. Number 2, the cab suspension is top-notch. John Deere 9RX's cab suspension is far superior to Case IH's. Using their 4-post, 4-corner system, either side of the cab is likewise flanked with parallel links that isolate the cab and operator from impacts and vibration to keep movement vertical so that it doesn't yaw, pitch, or roll. Griffith explains, each corner on the cab has its own suspension system with a shock absorber unit. The linkage keeps all 4 corners in sync, so as the tractor encounters bumps in the field, the operator's environment is suspended above the rest of the tractor to provide an outstanding ride. There's also a torsion bar that runs across the front to help eliminate side-to-side pitching, and to top it all off, there's a crossbar at the rear of the suspension system. Another thing that makes the cab on the 9RX superior is its top comfort level. It swings enough for you to see the implements without straining your neck. And speaking of the cab, number 3 is John Deere's impressive and unequaled command center screen. The Command View 3 cab on the 9RX provides what they call the ultimate operator experience with 40 degrees right-hand swivel and fingertip machine control on the command arm. It's tough to beat. It's not to say that such a feature is absolutely not available for those who have a Case IH Quadtracs. After all, both manufacturers are factory guidance ready. But if you want to match Deere's base auto track ready machines, Case IH owners need to make sure that they have a Pro 700 Nav3 and 372 receiver on top of the roof. With JD, all you need is the globe. This is further proof that it's totally unfair to say that John Deere's are simply more expensive than other brands when they provide better value for that kind of price. Meanwhile, nighttime visibility is no problem for the 9RX, what with up to 20 LED lights for maximum view. On the other hand, Case Quadtracs offer mixed lighting packages but with fewer LED lights. Furthermore, the curved cab glass helps little in improving visibility since it only serves to create bright light reflections. reflections. Number 4. The transmission is much more efficient on the JD QUADTRAC. The 9RX uses an E18 PowerShift transmission with Efficiency Manager, which has 3 intuitive modes of operation, namely manual, full auto, and custom. More than that, the transmission automatically shifts up and throttles back according to load in order to maximize fuel efficiency. It's also good to note that both brands utilize proven emissions technology to reduce total fluid consumption. Let's move back to the competition. A Case IH Quad has 2 fewer gears and a slower top speed than E18. Worse, the CVX drive adds about $20,000 in initial cost over the power drive. So, when people say Case is much more affordable than Deere's machines, they must be neglecting all the added costs it takes for a Case tractor to get on the same level as the average Deere. Number 5. John Deere's commitment to excellent customer service is just unmatched. Consider the fact that the warranty on Deere QUADTRACs is twice that of Case IH's. This might seem like a minuscule detail, but it actually speaks volumes about how much more caring Deere is of its customers, especially when engines and transmissions cost upwards of $60,000. Owners of equipment from Case IH and other Deere competitors will tell you that ordering spare or replacement parts almost always entails a 2-day wait, whereas it only takes John Deere 24 hours to ship those parts anywhere. But JD doesn't only care about its customers, it cares about its employees too. According to an article published by the Harvard Business Review, Deere & Company regularly checks the morale of their employees. The company's advanced marketing group has created a system to survey the motivation of its employees every 2 weeks. Why? It's because Deere managers believe that frequent monitoring of motivation is actually just as essential in understanding the health and functioning of their teams, as operational and financial metrics are in understanding whether the manufacturing business is firing on all cylinders. Case IH owners should probably check the morale of Titan Machinery employees weekly. A Deere company manager revealed that as part of their development process for Quadtracs and other products, they sit down at the end of every 2-week development cycle to review what went well and what didn't go well, and what should change. Team members are also asked to rate themselves on a scale of 1 to 10. In response to this question, how do you feel about the value you were able to contribute in the last cycle? Sure, this question is explicitly about each employee's self-assessment of their own contributions, but it also tests how they are feeling at work. Deere managers call it a motivational metric or even a happiness metric. By taking into account the element of employee motivation, along with other metrics like development speed and quality, Deere developers have achieved a 4 to 8-fold increase in the amount of work they actually deliver within those 2 weeks. In turn, this significantly reduces the time it takes to bring new products and features to the market. This is the kind of meticulous work that goes on behind Deere's front doors that makes its loyalists appreciate the brand more. Even though the company's QUADTRACs have been around for far shorter time than Case IH's, it's clear that a lot more effort was put in it in terms of giving customers a better experience. And finally, John Deere QUADTRACs have higher flow. The 9RX 4-track has a hydraulic flow of 115 GPM, 2 points higher than that of the Case IH QUADTRAC. Connection is a breeze too, with the Deere's top-down, color-coded SCV stack for easy identification, while the SCV stack in Case IH is not in sequential order with the hydraulic controls. Finally, and this one is a biggie, the 9RX has quick-release coupler levels, while the Case has none. Technically and emotionally speaking, those are all the reasons why most farmers still look for green when they shop farm equipment. Case may have adopted the QUADTRAC much earlier, but John Deere certainly wasn't kidding when they said theirs is an innovation and not an imitation. Hope you're ready to decide which QUADTRAC best fits your needs now. Thanks for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one.